What if I told you that the single most transformative moment in the story of humankind didn't begin with a global announcement or a blinding flash in the sky? What if it started not with a bang, but with a whisper? Imagine this. In the profound, silent darkness of a Chilean observatory, nestled high in the Andes Mountains, a lone computer emits a gentle, unassuming ping. It's a sound that could easily be lost in the quiet hum of machinery. But on this night, July 1st, 2025, that soft chime heralded the arrival of a visitor from the vast, star-strewn abyss beyond our solar system. This is where our story begins, not with a declaration, but with a single, anomalous point of light that would soon challenge everything we thought we knew about our place in the cosmos. Astronomers at the Atlas Survey Telescope, men and women accustomed to the predictable, clockwork dance of the heavens, found themselves staring at something that defied every natural explanation they held dear. They had discovered a traveler, a silent wanderer that was moving with an impossible, almost mathematical precision through the cosmic void. This wasn't just another tumbling space rock. This was something different, something that carried with it secrets that could fundamentally reshape our understanding of life and intelligence in the universe. We have always believed that the peaceful pursuit of calm science, the patient gathering of data, and the quiet contemplation of the cosmos reveals the most remarkable truths. And through this journey of relaxing research and peaceful learning, we are about to discover that the universe holds mysteries far, far stranger than any fiction we could ever conceive. When the data from this object, now catalogued as 3I Atlas, reached the desk of Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, he saw something that gave him pause. It was a moment of profound wonder, a string of numbers on a screen that challenged every core assumption about what wanders between the stars. The data painted a picture of an object so statistically unlikely that its very existence bordered on the miraculous. If you, like me, find a sense of peace in gently exploring the grand mysteries of space, I invite you to join me on this journey. Together, we are about to venture into one of the most captivating what-if scenarios that science has ever presented. So find a comfortable spot, quiet your mind, and let us begin our gentle exploration into what makes 3I Atlas so profoundly different from any cosmic visitor we have ever encountered. Let's travel back to that pivotal day, July 1st, 2025. The Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile captures an image of something that immediately puzzled the team. We've seen interstellar objects before, like the famed Oumuamua, but 3I Atlas was on another level entirely. You see, ordinary comets and asteroids, born from the chaotic collisions and gravitational tug-of-war of their home systems, tumble erratically through space. They are the unruly vagabonds of the cosmos. But this object, it moved with a serene precision that seemed almost deliberate, almost engineered. It was traveling at a breathtaking 137,000 miles per hour, yet its trajectory was so perfectly calibrated, so mathematically elegant, that it was set to perform a grand tour of our inner solar system, swinging gracefully past Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Think about the sheer improbability of that. Dr. Loeb ran the calculations, and the numbers that came back were staggering. He determined that the probability of such a trajectory occurring naturally is less than 0.2%. Let that sink in. Not 2%, but 0.2%. This is a statistical anomaly so vanishingly rare that it practically screams out for an extraordinary explanation. To put that into perspective, imagine rolling a pair of dice and getting the exact same perfect combination 20,000 times in a row. That is the level of sheer improbability we are contemplating with 3I Atlas. It's a cosmic royal flush. Does that sound like a random act of nature? Or does it hint at something more? And then there was its size. Our instruments estimated its diameter to be somewhere between 3.5 meters and a colossal 15 miles, making it, by a huge margin, the largest interstellar visitor ever detected. But it wasn't just a giant rock. It was wrapped in what appeared to be a teardrop-shaped cocoon, a shimmering coma of highly unusual material that reflected light in ways that confused and confounded our most advanced instruments. It was as if it was designed to be enigmatic, a puzzle box coasting through our cosmic backyard. But this is where our story takes a sharp turn, moving from the realm of hard data into the world of peaceful, informed speculation. Speculation that challenges everything we think we know about our place in the cosmos. What if, just what if 3I Atlas is not a comet at all? What if it is, instead, an alien mothership? A vast, technological construction, intelligently designed to deploy smaller reconnaissance probes to silently study the inner planets of our solar system. This isn't a wild fantasy pulled from a movie script. Dr. Loeb and his esteemed colleagues have actually suggested this very possibility in peer-reviewed research, pointing out that the object exhibits multiple characteristics that no natural body should possess. The evidence they present is as compelling as it is mind-bending. For instance, when the Hubble Space Telescope turned its powerful gaze upon 3I Atlas, the images it captured showed that the object maintains perfect rotational stability. It doesn't tumble, it glides. This is in stark contrast to natural asteroids, which spin and wobble unpredictably through space. Furthermore, its surface appears to contain strange metallic patches. Could these be naturally occurring mineral deposits? Perhaps. Or could they be something far more extraordinary, like advanced communication arrays or vast solar collectors designed to power a vessel on a millennia-long journey? But the most intriguing clue, the one that truly defies our understanding of physics, is that 3I Atlas shows clear signs of controlled deceleration as it approaches our sun. This is behavior that simply violates the laws of gravitational mechanics for any natural object. A comet or asteroid should speed up as it falls toward the sun's immense gravity well, not slow down. It's like watching a ball roll up a hill on its own. This observation alone suggests something is acting against gravity, a form of propulsion, however subtle. Let's pause for a moment and consider the elegant engineering such a vessel would represent. A civilization capable of interstellar travel would likely be masters of subtlety and stealth. They would probably design their exploration craft to appear natural, wouldn't they? It makes perfect sense to camouflage advanced technology within a structure that mimics a comet or an asteroid. It's the ultimate way to avoid detection by what they might consider primitive species, like ourselves. And think about the chemical signatures. The James Webb Space Telescope detected an unusual carbon dioxide signature from the object, a concentration 8 times higher than any known comet. Could this be outgassing from a strange alien ice? Or could it be something more? Biological or industrial? Perhaps the signature of atmospheric processing systems, or even fuel production facilities operating deep within the craft. Dr. Jennifer Berner from UC Berkeley, an expert who has studied similar interstellar objects, adds another layer to this incredible mystery. She notes that the very composition of 3I Atlas suggests it has been exposed to radiation levels far exceeding what natural comets experience. What could that mean? It possibly indicates the presence of artificial shielding or advanced hull materials, meticulously designed to protect delicate technology or perhaps even life during journeys that last for thousands, if not millions, of years between star systems. The origin of 3I Atlas is just as tantalizing. Tracing its trajectory back, astronomers believe it appears to have originated from the thick disk region of our Milky Way galaxy. This is a region known for its much older stellar populations, an ancient neighborhood where advanced civilizations would have had billions of additional years to evolve beyond our current technological capabilities. Billions of years. Can you even begin to imagine the kind of scientific and technological leaps that could be made in that amount of time? As we contemplate this staggering possibility, let us do so with the gentle wonder that such a discovery truly deserves. If 3I Atlas does represent an alien mothership, then we are on the cusp of witnessing the first confirmed arrival of extraterrestrial intelligence in our solar system. This would be a moment that would forever divide human history into two distinct eras. The time before we knew we were alone, and the time after we knew we were not. The timing of its arrival is also eerily provocative. It appears just as humanity has finally developed space telescopes powerful enough for detailed observation. Is this a remarkable coincidence, or could it be deliberate timing by an intelligence that has been patiently monitoring our technological progress from afar? This visitor from the void is forcing us to ask the biggest questions we can ask, pushing the boundaries of our science and our imagination. And its journey is just getting started. The journey of 3I Atlas is indeed just getting started, and as it glides deeper into our cosmic neighborhood, its itinerary is becoming clearer. The path it is taking is not a random line through space. It is a meticulously planned celestial ballet. NASA scientists, tracking the object with every instrument at their disposal, have charted its course, and what they've found sends a shiver of anticipation down the spine. On October 2nd, 2025, this enigmatic visitor will make its closest approach to Mars, passing within a mere 18 million miles of the red planet. Now, in cosmic terms, that is incredibly close, a proverbial stone's throw. What could this proximity allow? Just imagine. If 3I Atlas were a mothership, this would be the perfect opportunity to deploy smaller, stealthier reconnaissance craft. Craft that would be completely invisible to our current detection capabilities, which could then land on Mars to study our neighboring world, establish automated monitoring stations, or even gather geological samples. This isn't just idle speculation. The European Space Agency has confirmed that its fleet of Mars-orbiting satellites will be retasked during this close approach. Their new primary mission? To observe any unusual activity, any flashes of light, any anomalous thermal signatures, anything that could indicate the deployment of phone, secondary objects from 3I Atlas. Dr. Marco Mosch, a leading expert from the European Space Agency's Near-Earth Object Coordination Center, has dedicated his career to trajectory analysis. His calculations, which have been verified by institutions around the globe, are what truly reveal the breathtaking sophistication of this object's path. His work shows that after its Martian flyby, 3I Atlas will continue on a trajectory that will position it perfectly on the far side of the Sun from Earth during its perihelion, its closest approach to our star, on October 31st. Let's pause and think about the sheer strategic brilliance of that maneuver. On the one day of the year that our own culture associates with the veil between worlds being at its thinnest, this object will use the Sun itself as a colossal shield. This hidden position, cloaked by the blinding glare and gravitational immensity of our star, provides the ideal opportunity for a mothership to deploy swarms of smaller probes directly toward Earth without any chance of detection. Our telescopes would be blind, our satellites looking in the wrong direction. It is the perfect cosmic ambush, executed not with weapons, but with knowledge. They could use the Sun's immense gravitational field as a natural slingshot, a cosmic accelerator to hurl these reconnaissance craft toward our home planet with incredible speed and efficiency. The mathematics of such a scenario are nothing short of divine. Any civilization capable of interstellar travel would possess computational abilities that would make our most advanced supercomputers look like primitive calculators. They would be able to calculate trajectories across the unfathomable distances of interstellar space with a precision we can barely comprehend. They would understand that approaching our solar system at the perfect angle, at the perfect time to visit multiple planets of interest while using the Sun as a natural cloaking device demonstrates a level of celestial mechanics mastery that is simply awe-inspiring. It suggests a deep, fundamental understanding of the universe that treats space and time not as barriers, but as navigable dimensions. But let's take a breath and consider the other side of this coin. What are the peaceful implications of such a meticulously planned arrival? Throughout our often violent history, humanity has always tended to fear the unknown. We imagine invasion, conquest, and destruction whenever we encounter something we do not understand. Yet, the very fact that 3I Atlas moves with such careful, deliberate precision, meticulously avoiding any trajectory that could remotely threaten Earth, suggests an intelligence that operates with profound restraint and careful observation, rather than aggression. Dr. David Jewett from UCLA, who leads the Hubble observation team studying the object, has noted this very point. He argues that its behavior is indicative of a civilization that values knowledge far more than conquest. After all, if these visitors possess technology capable of crossing the interstellar void, what could they possibly need from us? They would have no need for Earth's resources, our territory, or our labor. Such beings would most likely be motivated by the same pure, driving force that powers our own best endeavors, scientific curiosity. They would be cosmic explorers, much like our own space programs that send peaceful probes like Voyager and Curiosity to study distant worlds. The gentle acceleration patterns observed as 3I Atlas maneuvers through our solar system offer another tantalizing clue. They suggest propulsion systems that operate without the violent chemical explosions that power our rockets. We announce our presence in space with fire and fury. They travel in silence. It's logical to assume that advanced civilizations would likely develop clean, efficient energy technologies that leave no harmful exhaust or telltale radiation signatures. This would allow them to travel between the stars while preserving the delicate balance of the planetary systems they choose to visit. This inherent care for environmental preservation, this light touch, indicates a species that has learned over eons to live in harmony with the great cosmic forces, rather than in opposition to them. A species that has matured beyond the destructive tendencies that so often plague young, developing civilizations like our own. As we continue our peaceful exploration of this extraordinary possibility, consider how the arrival of 3I Atlas coincides with humanity's own slow awakening to the presence of mysterious aerial phenomena right here at home. For years, reports of UAPs, or unexplained aerial phenomena, were dismissed and relegated to the fringes. But now, the Pentagon's official acknowledgement of unexplained craft in our skies objects that demonstrate flight capabilities far beyond our current understanding suddenly takes on a profound new significance. What if these sightings are not isolated incidents? What if they are viewed as reconnaissance missions from a mothership, patiently positioned at the edge of our solar system, gathering data before making its final, careful approach? Dr. Loeb's own research suggests that 3I Atlas may represent just that, the advanced scout of a much larger exploration fleet, sent ahead to study our system and report back to its creators. The object's unusual brightness is another piece of the puzzle. It is 10 times more reflective than typical comets or asteroids. Could this high reflectivity be an indicator of active communication systems? Systems that are even now, at this very moment, transmitting a torrent of data about Earth's biosphere, our technological development, and our potential readiness for contact. Such transmissions would travel at the speed of light, requiring anywhere from 4 to 7 years to reach the nearest star systems that are considered capable of supporting advanced civilizations. And this is where the timeline becomes truly intriguing. When you consider that the very first radio signals from Earth's early television broadcasts would have reached these same nearby stellar regions, approximately 70 or 80 years ago, it's a potential game changer. That time frame is just enough to have alerted a distant civilization to the presence of intelligent, technological life in our system. The arrival of 3I Atlas, right now, in our lifetime, roughly coincides with the timeline that would be required for such a civilization to receive our accidental message, plan a response, and execute a sophisticated interstellar reconnaissance mission. The pieces of the puzzle seem to be clicking into place, one by one, painting a picture that is as humbling as it is magnificent. So let's step aboard this vessel, not in person, but with our imaginations. Imagine the technological marvels that must be contained within such a craft. A mothership designed for an interstellar journey lasting millennia would be a self-contained world, a masterpiece of engineering far beyond our wildest dreams. It would almost certainly incorporate self-repairing systems, perhaps using nanotechnology to fix any damage from micrometeorite impacts or the constant wear of cosmic radiation. It would be governed by artificial intelligence networks, so sophisticated that they would be capable of autonomous decision-making across centuries of silent travel. This I would be the ship's ghost, its consciousness, navigating, maintaining, and executing its mission without any direct input from its long-distant creators. It would also need advanced manufacturing capabilities, perhaps something akin to molecular assemblers, to produce smaller, specialized craft tailored for specific exploration missions within a target solar system. With that in mind, let's revisit one of the first things we observed about 3I Atlas, that strange, teardrop-shaped coma surrounding it. Initially, our astronomers interpreted this as the natural outgassing of ice and dust, just like a normal comet. But what if it's something profoundly different? What if that shimmering cloud isn't a natural phenomenon at all? Just imagine. What if it's actually a vast, swirling cloud of microscopic probes, being released like cosmic pollen to study our solar system's magnetic fields, solar wind patterns, and planetary atmospheres? Dr. Darrell Seligman from Michigan State University, who has collaborated extensively on interstellar object research, suggests that such advanced probes could be virtually undetectable using our current technology. They could be designed to perfectly mimic cosmic dust or other natural phenomena, while silently gathering detailed intelligence about Earth. Our cities glowing in the night, the chemical composition of our oceans, the telltale signs of our industrial civilization. Is it possible that these reconnaissance swarms are already dispersing throughout our solar system, carried on the gentle currents of solar wind and nudged by gravitational forces into optimal observation points? The European Southern Observatory, as very large telescope, has detected something that lends even more weight to this incredible idea. It has found unusual spectral signatures coming from 3I Atlas that don't match any known natural materials. We're seeing evidence of exotic compounds, perhaps even engineered substances, that could serve as protective coatings for sensitive instruments operating in the harsh environment of interstellar space. Think of the challenges. Such materials would need to withstand constant bombardment by cosmic radiation, countless micrometeorite impacts, and extreme temperature variations across journeys lasting thousands upon thousands of years. The existence of such materials would be proof of a materials science so advanced it would be like magic to us. As winter on Earth approaches in 3I, Atlas continues its carefully plotted, stately course through our solar system. Astronomers worldwide are preparing for what could be the single most significant observational campaign in human history. The new Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile, with its unprecedented sky surveying capabilities, is poised to monitor the object continuously. Its mission: to watch for any signs of unusual activity, any flashes, any deviations, and especially for the deployment of any smaller craft that could provide the definitive proof of its artificial origins. The entire astronomical community is holding its collective breath, waiting for the moment of truth. But let's step back from the technology for a moment and imagine what first contact, unfolding in such a scenario, might reveal about the very nature of intelligence in our universe. A civilization capable of building interstellar motherships would have necessarily solved the fundamental challenges that currently threaten to tear humanity apart. Think about it. Problems of energy sustainability, environmental destruction, war, and the inability to cooperate on a global scale. They would have had to overcome all of it. Their very existence would be a powerful, silent testament, proving that intelligence can evolve beyond the destructive, adolescent tendencies that plagued young civilizations like our own. Their journey would be a message of hope. The gentle, cautious approach demonstrated by 3I Atlas maintaining safe distances from inhabited worlds while conducting careful, passive observations suggests beings that understand the profound psychological impact of contact. They appear to be choosing to proceed with a level of caution and respect that is deeply humbling. Rather than announcing their presence with dramatic, overwhelming displays of technology that could cause panic and chaos, they seem to be allowing humanity to discover them gradually through our own scientific instruments. They are respecting our agency, allowing us to process the paradigm-shattering implications at our own pace. Such profound wisdom indicates a species that has likely encountered other developing civilizations throughout their cosmic wanderings. A species that has learned, perhaps through trial and error long ago, how to navigate the incredibly delicate process of first contact with patience, empathy, and care. They would understand that a premature or clumsy revelation could destabilize societies that are not yet ready for the colossal paradigm shift that comes with the knowledge of galactic intelligence. And perhaps, just perhaps, they have decided that we are finally ready to begin learning. The timing of this visitor's arrival, this gentle giant from the stars, is something we simply cannot ignore. It feels too perfect, too poetic to be a mere coincidence. Think about where humanity stands right now, in this very moment. We are standing on a threshold. For the first time in our species' history, we are no longer strictly confined to our home planet. We have established a permanent human presence in low Earth orbit with the International Space Station, and we have begun to lay serious, tangible plans for returning to the Moon and establishing the first human colonies on Mars. This transition from a purely planetary species to a fledgling interplanetary one represents a natural, critical juncture in our development. If you were a galactic community, a federation of intelligent life, wouldn't this be the exact moment you would choose to make a subtle, initial contact? It suggests our visitors are beings who recognize the profound significance of this step we are taking, the moment a child first ventures out of its crib and into the wider world. Now, consider the profound gift such beings could offer humanity. It wouldn't come through conquest or domination, but through the simple, powerful demonstration that intelligence can survive and thrive across cosmic timescales. Their very presence would be a beacon of hope. The advanced technology that would be inherent in their vessel would offer implicit solutions to our most existential threats: climate change, clean energy production, and sustainable resource management. The knowledge they possess could ensure human civilization's survival for millennia to come. The mathematics and physics required for their journey would revolutionize our understanding of space, time, and the fundamental forces that govern all of reality. It would be as if we were handed the master textbook to the universe. Dr. Alan Fitzsimmons from Queen's University Belfast, who has studied multiple real interstellar objects, notes that the arrival of a visitor like 3I Atlas represents an unprecedented opportunity for scientific discovery, regardless of its ultimate nature. He is absolutely right. Let's play devil's advocate for a moment. If the object proves to be entirely natural or bizarre, one in a trillion, cosmic anomaly, it will still provide invaluable insights into planetary formation in distant star systems and the mysterious processes that eject material into the vast emptiness of interstellar space. It would still be one of the greatest scientific discoveries of all time. But if it proves to be artificial, it will mark nothing less than the beginning of humanity's integration into a larger, cosmic community of intelligent species. It would be day one of a completely new human story. The peaceful study of such possibilities, approaching the unknown with wonder rather than fear, with curiosity rather than prejudice, demonstrates the highest and noblest ideals of scientific inquiry. Whether 3I Atlas carries alien observers or simply represents an exotic natural phenomenon, its silent passage through our sky serves as a powerful and humbling reminder the universe holds mysteries far beyond our current understanding. all of them waiting patiently to be discovered by careful observation and calm, rational analysis. As the object continues its inexorable journey toward the inner solar system, scheduled to reach its closest approach to the Sun on that fateful day of October 31st, the entire global astronomical community is watching. Every instrument we have, representing the absolute pinnacle of human technological achievement, is trained upon it. Radio telescopes are listening intently, straining to catch even the faintest whisper of an artificial signal. Infrared detectors are monitoring for any unusual heat signatures that could indicate active, energy-consuming systems humming away deep inside. And our most powerful optical telescopes are capturing every photon of light, mapping every detail of its structure and behavior. The gentle suspense of this cosmic detective story is unfolding against the poignant backdrop of autumn 2025. And as Earth itself prepares for the familiar seasonal transition that has marked the passage of time since our planet first began its orbit around the Sun, we are faced with a profound possibility. This autumn may be remembered for all of history as the season when humanity first encountered definitive, undeniable proof that we are not, and have never been, alone in the universe. A season when we learned that the spark of intelligence and the fire of curiosity extend far, far beyond the fragile boundaries of our small blue world. Can you just take a moment and try to imagine the conversations that might be taking place aboard 3I Atlas? If it truly carries alien observers, beings who have traveled across the unimaginable emptiness between stars simply to study our remarkable planet, what would they be thinking? They would likely marvel at Earth's incredible biodiversity, the stunning, almost impossible complexity of the ecosystems that have evolved over billions of years. They would see the recent emergence of a technological species, us, a species capable of contemplating its own place in the grand cosmic order. Such visitors would observe our cities from afar, glowing like scattered jewels against the profound darkness of night. They would see our satellites, a delicate shimmering web of communication we have woven around our planet, and they would witness our first tentative steps toward exploring the solar system that has been our home since the very dawn of consciousness. They would see a species in transition, a civilization struggling with the growing pains of adolescence while simultaneously reaching for the stars with beautiful, audacious dreams of cosmic discovery. The data these silent observers would be collecting would form an unprecedented, priceless record. It would be a detailed snapshot of a developing technological civilization at the most critical period in its history. The moment a species learns to balance its rapidly growing power with the wisdom necessary for long-term survival. Are we passing that test? Such observations would be invaluable for a galactic community, helping them understand the evolutionary pathways that can lead a species from planetary intelligence to cosmic citizenship. It would be a sociological and anthropological study of immense proportions. Dr. Karin Meach from the University of Hawaii, a scientist who has devoted her entire career to studying the small bodies in our solar system, often emphasizes that objects like comets and asteroids serve as pristine time capsules. They preserve the original conditions and materials from the early stages of planetary formation, billions of years ago. Now, let's apply that concept to 3I Atlas. If this visitor carries not just primordial dust, but advanced artificial intelligence systems, then it would represent the ultimate time capsule. It would contain knowledge accumulated across potentially millions of years of cosmic exploration. The philosophical implications of such a contact would extend far beyond mere technological exchange. Meeting beings who have successfully navigated the treacherous shoals of technological adolescence would provide humanity with a living, breathing example of a sustainable civilization. It would be tangible proof that intelligence can mature beyond the self-destructive patterns that currently threaten our own future. Their very existence would prove that the universe, at its core, tends toward complexity, creativity, and conscious exploration, rather than simply entropy and inevitable decay. It would be the most profound message of hope we could ever receive. As we approach that critical observation period in late October and early November, when 3I Atlas will be at its closest to the Sun and potentially deploying its reconnaissance probes toward Earth and Mars, the global scientific community has united in an unprecedented effort of coordination. Observatories on every single continent will be working in concert, simultaneously monitoring different aspects of the object's behavior. This creates a comprehensive, real-time picture of whatever unfolds during these crucial weeks. Think of it as a planetary-scale watch party. The European Space Agency's Gaia mission, an incredible project designed to create the most precise three-dimensional map of our galaxy ever attempted, will be a key player. Its instruments will be tasked with tracking any small, faint objects that might separate from 3I Atlas during its close solar approach, objects that would be invisible to most other telescopes. At the same time, NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, or TESS, will be staring at the object, not to look for planets, but to monitor for any minute changes in its brightness or reflectivity. Such changes could indicate the activation of previously dormant systems, the opening of hatches, or the unfurling of solar arrays. And this grand endeavor isn't limited to the professionals. Even amateur astronomers, with their modest backyard telescopes, will be able to contribute to this global observation campaign. As 3I Atlas draws nearer, it will become visible as a fuzzy star-like point of light, moving slowly and deliberately against the background of the familiar constellations. This democratization of the discovery process is one of the most beautiful aspects of this story. It means that the definitive confirmation of alien technology could come not from a billion-dollar observatory, but from a passionate backyard observer in any corner of the world. It would make every single person who looks up at the night sky a potential witness to the most significant moment in all of human history. The gentle, crisp approach of winter 2025 carries with it the almost unbearable possibility that this will be the last season of human innocence. The final few months before we learn, definitively, that consciousness and intelligence are not rare accidents of planetary evolution, but are in fact universal principles, woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. The approaching holidays of late October, a time traditionally associated with mystery spirits and the supernatural, may this year coincide with humanity's first genuine, scientifically verified encounter with beings whose existence was until now relegated to the realm of pure speculation and imagination. Dr. Loeb's calculations suggest a clear, contestable timeline. If 3I Atlas does deploy reconnaissance probes during its close solar approach, these smaller, faster craft would be on a trajectory to reach Earth's vicinity by mid to late November. They could potentially establish observation posts in a stable geostationary orbit, or, even more cleverly, land on the far side of the moon, where they could monitor our civilization without any risk of immediate detection. These probes would likely be masterpieces of stealth, designed to be effectively invisible to our current tracking systems, using advanced metamaterials and exotic propulsion technologies that leave no observable signatures. The prospect of silent, unseen alien observers studying our daily lives from concealed positions throughout our own solar system represents a profound and perhaps unsettling shift in humanity's understanding of both privacy and our place in the universe. We would be forced to consider that our every action, both as individuals and as a collective species, might be witnessed and recorded by an intelligence that could be judging us. And the key question is, how would they judge us? By what standard would we be measured? This constant, silent observation could be a powerful, even transformative, motivator for positive change. Knowing that advanced beings might be watching could inspire a new level of cooperation between nations. It could accelerate our environmental protection efforts and spur the development of peaceful space exploration technologies that prove our readiness for cosmic contact. It might just be the catalyst we need to finally demonstrate our best qualities rather than our worst. The scientific instruments currently studying 3I Atlas represents humanity's most sophisticated attempts to understand the universe around us. We are rightly proud of them. Yet they may soon be revealed as primitive tools, akin to stone axes, compared to the technology contained within the object itself. The irony is both deeply humbling and wonderfully inspiring. It demonstrates just how much we still have to learn, while simultaneously celebrating how incredibly far we have progressed from our ancient origins as curious primates gazing up at the mysterious, star-dusted night sky. Dr. Mosh's trajectory analysis indicates that 3I Atlas will remain observable from Earth until early December 2025. After that, it will disappear behind the sun's blinding glare as viewed from our planet, not to reappear for several months. This limited observation window adds a palpable sense of urgency to the current studies, while also creating a natural period of suspense. What might be happening during those months when the object remains hidden from our direct observation? The mathematical elegance of this visitor's trajectory continues to astound researchers who specialize in orbital mechanics. The sheer precision required to navigate between star systems, arriving in our solar system at exactly the right velocity and the perfect angle to visit multiple planets suggests computational capabilities that process gravitational interactions across distances and timescales that truly challenge human comprehension. To execute such a journey, their computers would need to account for the gravitational influence of every significant object in both their origin system and our own. They would have to predict planetary positions decades, or perhaps even centuries, in advance, while constantly adjusting for the subtle, almost imperceptible effects of stellar motion, the slow rotation of the galaxy itself, and even the distribution of dark matter. The successful execution of such a journey represents a mastery of physics that treats space and time as navigable, pliable dimensions rather than as insurmountable, absolute barriers. It is a level of understanding that borders on the divine. As autumn deepens here on Earth, and 3I Atlas continues its stately silent progression toward the inner solar system, gentle rhythm of seasonal change on our planet provides a soothing, familiar counterpoint to the cosmic drama unfolding high overhead. The same fundamental forces of physics that paint the leaves in brilliant colors of crimson and gold and guide migrating birds along ancient, invisible pathways also govern the motion of this object across the vastness of interstellar space. This connection, this shared set of rules, links the most intimate cycles of our home planet to the vast, grand choreography of galactic evolution. The possibility that we are being visited by beings who understand these connections at a truly fundamental level offers a profound sense of hope. It suggests that intelligence, when it fully matures, ultimately tends toward harmony rather than conquest, and cooperation rather than competition. A species capable of interstellar travel would necessarily have learned to work asterisk with asterisk the great cosmic forces, rather than struggling against them. It would have developed technologies that enhance, rather than disrupt, the natural, beautiful patterns that govern planetary and stellar systems. Dr. Jewett's latest observations from Hubble reveal another layer of mystery. The surface features on 3I Atlas seem to change as the object rotates. This could suggest either active, ongoing geological processes, something highly unlikely for an object of its size and temperature, or, more tantalizingly, technological systems that are actively responding to varying levels of solar exposure. Natural comets do develop asymmetric outgassing patterns as different areas of their frozen surfaces warm up at different rates. But the patterns observed on 3I Atlas show a regularity, a purposefulness that challenges any natural explanation. It's like comparing the random bubbling of a mud pot to the precise, rhythmic flashing of a lighthouse beacon. And there's more. The Spitzer Space Telescope, which sees the universe in infrared light, has detected faint but persistent internal heat sources. These sources remain active even at the object's current vast distance from the sun, where solar heating should be absolutely minimal. This internal energy, could be the telltale signature of life support systems, massively powerful computational networks, or even internal manufacturing processes operating deep within the craft. It could be the power needed to maintain optimal conditions for its technology, and perhaps, just perhaps, for biological specimens collected during its unimaginably long journey between the star systems. The ghost in the machine is starting to look very much alive. Since the moment of its discovery, the world's most powerful radio telescope arrays vast networks of dishes spread across continents have been locked onto 3I Atlas. They have been listening, with unwavering patience, for any hint of an artificial signal, scanning across every frequency band that could possibly carry information. So far, no obvious powerful transmissions have been detected. There has been no grand, "We come in peace" broadcast. But what if the absence of a clear signal is, in itself, a clue? What if it indicates communication technologies so fantastically advanced that they operate entirely outside the electromagnetic spectrum we are familiar with? Imagine communication that doesn't use radio waves at all, but instead utilizes principles of physics we are only just beginning to theorize about. Quantum entanglement, modulated gravitational waves, or perhaps even dimensional manipulation methods that remain far beyond our current human understanding. The prospect of technologies that transcend our current scientific paradigms represents both a profound challenge and an incredible opportunity for human civilization. Contact with such advanced capabilities could accelerate our own technological development by centuries, or even millennia. It could provide us with elegant solutions to problems we have not yet even learned how to properly ask, while simultaneously revealing entirely new questions that would expand the boundaries of possible knowledge. As the late October, early November window for potential probe deployment approaches, the international space community has begun the quiet, serious work of preparing response protocols for a variety of contact scenarios. These preparations are not just happening in scientific institutions. They involve diplomatic corps, military strategists, and civilian authorities who would all need to coordinate humanity's unified response to a confirmed alien presence in our solar system. Quietly, behind the scenes, the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs has convened special working groups. Their mandate is to address the monumental questions of sovereignty, communication protocols, and the peaceful interaction procedures that would need to govern any potential contact situation. These discussions are not starting from scratch. They are building upon decades of theoretical preparation for this very possibility. But what was once an abstract contingency planning exercise is rapidly transforming into the consideration of practical policies that could soon determine humanity's very first steps toward galactic citizenship. The gentle wisdom embedded in these preparations reflects our species' growing maturity. We are approaching this profound unknown with curiosity rather than fear, and with diplomacy rather than aggression. The conscious choice to respond to potential visitors with scientific study rather than a military posture demonstrates humanity's capacity for growth and our readiness to embrace our role as conscious, responsible participants in the grand process of cosmic evolution. And this preparation is trickling down to the next generation. Educational institutions worldwide have begun to incorporate astrobiology and interstellar communication studies into their curricula. They are preparing the next generation of scientists, engineers, diplomats, and thinkers to engage constructively with the vastly expanded reality that a confirmed alien contact would create. These preparations ensure that humanity will be ready not just to receive visitors, but to contribute meaningfully to whatever cosmic community we might one day be invited to join. The children who are just beginning their education today may grow up in a universe where interstellar travel, advanced propulsion systems, and communication with alien intelligence represent routine aspects of human experience, not the stuff of science fiction fantasies. The transformation of perspective required for such a monumental shift represents perhaps the greatest educational challenge and the greatest opportunity in all of human history. Museums and science centers are already getting involved, developing new exhibitions that explore the profound implications of discovering we are not alone. These exhibits are designed to help the general public process the immense philosophical and practical changes that would accompany a confirmed contact. These vital educational efforts recognize a crucial point. The psychological adaptation required for cosmic citizenship may be just as important, if not more so, than the technological capabilities needed for space exploration. As we continue our peaceful contemplation of these extraordinary possibilities, the gentle, silent progression of 3I Atlas through our solar system serves as a powerful, daily reminder that the universe holds wonders far beyond our current imagination. Whether the object ultimately proves to be a natural visitor or an artificial construct, its presence has already expanded human consciousness. It has forced us to consider, in a serious and scientific way, the possibility that intelligence is not a rare accident of planetary development, but a fundamental feature of cosmic evolution. The mathematical beauty inherent in its journey, the technological sophistication it implies, and the careful precision it demonstrates, all suggest that intelligence, when it reaches sufficient maturity, naturally tends toward exploration, discovery, and peaceful contact with other conscious beings scattered like seeds throughout the magnificent, sprawling garden of the galaxy. Dr. Seligman's kinematic analysis, which traces the object's path back through the galaxy, reveals a story of almost unimaginable scope. His calculations indicate that 3I Atlas has been traveling through the cold, dark emptiness of interstellar space for a staggering amount of time, potentially millions of years. This is a journey that spans timescales comparable to major evolutionary transitions here on Earth. While our most distant ancestors were just beginning to walk upright, this silent traveler may have already been coasting through the void, its long mission already underway. The sheer patience required for such extended exploration missions suggests beings who think in geological or even cosmic timeframes, not in the frantic, fleeting spans of human lifetimes. They would approach the concepts of contact and discovery with a measured, profound wisdom that can only come from a truly cosmic perspective. Think about the technological resilience required for such a journey. The preservation of complex technology across such vast periods would demand fully autonomous, self-maintaining systems. These systems would have to be capable of diagnosing any problems that arise, manufacturing their own replacement components from raw materials, and adapting to completely unexpected conditions without any direct supervision from their creators. Such autonomous capabilities would represent an artificial intelligence so sophisticated that the very distinction we make between biological and technological consciousness would become blurred and meaningless. It suggests that advanced civilizations may ultimately transcend the limitations that currently define the boundaries between natural and artificial intelligence, perhaps merging the two into something entirely new, something far more resilient and enduring. As the critical observation period approaches, a new wave of participants has joined the global effort. Amateur radio operators worldwide, a passionate community of hobbyists, have organized massive listening campaigns. They are aiming their own antennas at the sky, meticulously monitoring for any signals that might be transmitted between 3I Atlas and any smaller probes it might deploy during its close solar approach. This grassroots participation in the search for artificial signals is a beautiful demonstration of humanity's democratic approach to discovery. It ensures that a potential confirmation of contact could come from any dedicated observer, anywhere on the planet, rather than exclusively from major, government-funded institutions. It reinforces the idea that this discovery belongs to all of us. The gentle electric anticipation that is building throughout the astronomical community reflects not a fear of the unknown, but a deep, exhilarating excitement at the prospect of finally answering the questions that have fascinated humanity since we first recognized our planet as one small world among countless others, circling countless distant suns. The possibility that 3I Atlas carries greetings from cosmic neighbors, transforms the abstract study of astronomy into a potential conversation, a dialogue with beings whose existence would fundamentally alter our understanding of life, intelligence, and our own place in the grand, unfolding narrative of cosmic evolution. The approaching winter solstice of 2025 may mark not just the astronomical beginning of a new season here on Earth, but the historical transition into humanity's cosmic age. It could be the moment when we learn, definitively, that consciousness and curiosity extend far beyond the thin, fragile shell of our atmosphere. The longest night of the year could become the very moment when human civilization transitions from a purely planetary awareness to a galactic one, forever changing how we understand ourselves and our future among the stars. The gentle mysteries that surround 3I Atlas continue to unfold as this remarkable object carries its precious secrets deeper and deeper into our solar system. It is approaching the moment when its true nature will finally be revealed, not through speculation, but through careful observation and patient, rigorous scientific analysis. Whether we are witnessing humanity as first confirmed contact with alien intelligence, or simply the most exotic and baffling natural phenomenon ever detected, this cosmic visitor has already transformed our perspective. It has expanded our sense of the possible, forcing us to seriously consider that life and consciousness may be far more prevalent throughout the universe than we ever dared to imagine. This peaceful exploration of such profound questions represents the highest and most noble achievement of human curiosity. It demonstrates our species' capacity to approach the unknown with wonder rather than fear, and to seek understanding rather than conquest. In the gentle, persistent pursuit of knowledge about 3I Atlas, we are discovering not just secrets about our mysterious visitor, but profound truths about ourselves and our readiness to finally, after millennia of looking up at the sky, take our place among the conscious beings who explore the infinite breathtaking reaches of space and time. And then it happens. The scientific instruments monitoring 3I Atlas detect something that sends a tidal wave of pure, unadulterated excitement rippling through observatories worldwide. It's not a single dramatic event, but a series of subtle, unmistakable changes in the object's electromagnetic signature. These changes strongly suggest that internal systems, dormant for perhaps thousands of years, are now activating as the object approaches its optimal position for probe deployment. Dr. Berner's team at UC Berkeley, using advanced spectroscopic analysis, reports a stunning development. New absorption lines are appearing in the spectrum of the object's reflected light. This means the chemical makeup of the light bouncing off its surface is changing in real time. This could indicate one of two things. Either complex chemical processes are beginning deep within its structure, or, more plausibly, technological systems are coming online after years of dormancy during its long, cold journey through interstellar space. These activation signatures are not random. They follow distinct patterns that natural objects simply do not exhibit. The electromagnetic fluctuations are occurring at regular, repeating intervals, a rhythmic pulse that strongly suggests controlled, mechanical processes rather than the chaotic outgassing or thermal expansion of a natural body. It's the difference between the random crackling of a fire and the steady, deliberate beat of a drum. Simultaneously, the European Southern Observatory's interferometer network, which combines the light from multiple telescopes to achieve incredible resolution, detects distinct changes in the polarization of the light reflected from 3I Atlas. This data indicates the presence of highly structured surfaces beneath the obscuring dusty coma. The patterns are consistent with metallic constructions or vast crystalline arrays, exactly what you would expect to see from sophisticated communication equipment or advanced sensor platforms. And the timing of these changes? It is perfect. Impossibly perfect. These systems are powering up at the exact moment the object is approaching the gravitational sweet spot in its trajectory, the precise point in space. and time where maximum energy efficiency would be achieved for launching smaller craft toward the inner planets. Any civilization capable of interstellar travel would be absolute masters of orbital mechanics. They would understand precisely how to utilize gravity assists and the gentle but persistent pressure of the solar wind to minimize their energy expenditure while maximizing the range and speed of their reconnaissance missions. It's a demonstration of celestial efficiency that we can only dream of. Dr. Fitzsimmons has run the numbers, and his calculations are breathtaking. He has shown that probes launched from 3I Atlas during its late October closest approach to the Sun could reach Earth's orbit by mid-November using nothing more than a gravitational slingshot for acceleration. They would require no additional propulsion whatsoever once deployed. Such astonishing precision in mission planning indicates engineering capabilities that treat our solar system not as a chaotic obstacle course, but as a predictable, navigable highway. It demonstrates a mastery of celestial mechanics that transforms the brutal challenge of space travel into an elegant, cosmic choreography. The implications of this become even more intriguing and perhaps a little unsettling when we consider the historical context. Could this really be our first visit? Spurred by these new developments, researchers have begun to comb through archived telescope data from past decades, searching for other anomalous objects that may have been overlooked or misidentified. And they are finding them. Several strange objects have been discovered in old photographic plates objects that briefly appeared in our solar system during the last century, displaying motion patterns inconsistent with natural comets or asteroids before disappearing beyond the range of the less sophisticated observation equipment available at the time. A particularly fascinating case has emerged from 1973. That year, the brilliant astronomer Dr. Charles Kowal photographed an object that was designated 1973 ENA. This object exhibited controlled deceleration as it approached the giant planet Jupiter, before abruptly and impossibly changing course and accelerating back out toward interstellar space. At the time, its trajectory defied gravitational prediction so completely that the observation was largely dismissed as a simple measurement error. But now, a recent reanalysis of that same data, using our most powerful modern computational methods, confirms the original observation. It confirms that something artificial, some form of propulsion, was required to explain the object's observed motion. Similar anomalies now appear in archived observations from 1956, 1961, and 1989. What does this mean? It suggests a mind-bending possibility that 3I Atlas may represent not humanity's sea-searched encounter with alien reconnaissance, but simply our first opportunity to study such visitors with instruments sophisticated enough to finally recognize their artificial nature. The watchers, it seems, may have been here for a very long time. The possibility that alien probes have been quietly surveying our solar system for decades, all while remaining completely undetected, adds profound new layers of complexity to our understanding of galactic exploration. It suggests that there may be established protocols, a kind of galactic prime directive of non-interference that we are only now beginning to glimpse. Such long-term, patient observation campaigns would have provided these visiting civilizations with incredibly detailed records of human technological progress, our environmental changes, and our social development across multiple generations. Just think about it. Beings who have been monitoring Earth since the mid-20th century would have witnessed the dawn of the atomic age, the tentative beginnings of space exploration, the computer revolution, the birth of the Internet, and the alarming acceleration of climate change. They would have documented humanity's entire turbulent transition from an isolated, planetary species to a globally interconnected, potential cosmic citizen. The psychological impact of realizing that we may have been observed for decades without our knowledge requires careful, sober consideration as we approach a potential confirmation of this alien presence. But rather than viewing such surveillance as a threatening invasion of privacy, perhaps we should consider it in a different light. We could see it as the cosmic equivalent of wildlife research conducted by beings who are studying a developing civilization with the same careful, hands-off respect that our own best human scientists show when observing endangered species in their natural habitat. Dr. Loeb's latest analysis, incorporating this new historical context, suggests a grander theory. He posits that 3I Atlas may represent the culmination of a systematic, multi-decade survey mission. A mission that has been patiently documenting our solar system's planets, moons, and asteroid populations for years. The current visitor has large size and sophisticated equipment could indicate that it is a mothership designed not just to deploy probes, but to compile and analyze the vast amounts of data collected by these smaller scouts, while also serving as a powerful communication relay for transmitting all of these findings back to its civilization of origin. The James Webb Space Telescope, with its unparalleled ability to analyze the chemical composition of distant objects, has delivered another bombshell. Its recent observations reveal that 3I Atlas contains materials not found in any known natural formation. This includes incredibly complex carbon structures that could represent bioengineered components or synthetic, programmable materials designed to survive the unbelievably harsh environment of interstellar space. These exotic substances show spectral signatures indicating molecular arrangements that require precise, deliberate control of atomic assembly. This suggests manufacturing capabilities that operate at scales far beyond our current human technology. It's the difference between a blacksmith forging a sword and a 3D printer creating a complex machine, but on a molecular level. Such advanced material science would enable the construction of spacecraft that can remain perfectly functional across journeys lasting thousands or even millions of years. They would maintain perfect structural integrity despite constant exposure to cosmic radiation, bombardment by micrometeorites, and the extreme temperature variations of deep space. The engineering challenges involved in creating self-maintaining systems that can operate reliably across such immense timescales represent technological achievements that would revolutionize every single aspect of human manufacturing, construction, and medicine. And then there's the question of how it moves. The gentle, flawless precision with which 3I Atlas navigates the complex gravitational fields of our solar system demonstrates a form of propulsion that produces no detectable exhaust signatures. It seems to operate through principles that remain completely beyond our current understanding of physics. Conventional rocket propulsion, the only kind we currently possess, creates obvious, massive plumes of superheated gas that would be easily visible to our infrared telescopes. Yet, this mysterious visitor shows no such signatures, despite the fact that it is clearly maneuvering under its own power. It is a true ghost in the machine. Advanced civilizations would likely develop propulsion technologies that manipulate the geometry of spacetime directly, rather than relying on the crude Newtonian principle of reaction mass expulsion. It is possible they use controlled gravitational fields or exotic matter interactions that could even allow for faster-than-light travel without violating the known constraints of relativity. Such propulsion systems would appear completely silent and invisible to observers using our current detection methods. And this, finally, would explain how alien craft could have been operating throughout our solar system for decades, remaining completely undetected by our conventional sensors. They were never really hiding. We simply didn't have the eyes to see them, until now. And so, the approaching deployment window for these potential reconnaissance probes creates an unprecedented, high-stakes opportunity. It is a chance to finally confirm the artificial nature of 3I Atlas, not through inference or probability, but through the direct observation of technological activities that no natural object could ever perform. The clock is ticking, and the global scientific community is responding as one. Radio telescope arrays have been reconfigured, their software fine-tuned to detect the incredibly faint, specific electromagnetic signatures that would likely accompany the launch of smaller craft. At the same time, our most powerful optical telescopes are preparing to capture rapid-fire images, hoping to catch the first visual evidence of any objects separating from the main body during its critical approach phases. Dr. Meach's team at the University of Hawaii has been working around the clock, developing new, highly specialized image processing techniques. These are not just standard enhancement filters. They are sophisticated algorithms, a form of artificial intelligence in their own right, specifically designed to identify artificial structures against the complex, shifting background of a natural coma material surrounding 3I Atlas. These algorithms can detect geometric patterns, perfect symmetries, and regular, repeating features that would be the unmistakable fingerprints of intelligent engineering rather than the beautiful chaos of random accretion. This software could, at any moment, reveal the first direct, visual evidence of extraterrestrial technology operating right here, inside our solar system. The international collaboration required for this comprehensive monitoring effort is, in itself, a thing of beauty. It demonstrates humanity's incredible capacity for peaceful cooperation when we are confronted with discoveries that transcend petty national boundaries and political divisions. Observatories in the high deserts of Chile, on the volcanic peaks of Hawaii, in the Canary Islands of Spain, in the Karoo of South Africa, and in the Australian outback are all working together seamlessly. They are sharing data in real time, coordinating observation schedules to ensure continuous, unbroken coverage as the object moves through different visibility windows from various locations on our spinning planet. What does this global scientific partnership truly represent? It serves as a powerful, living model for how humanity might organize itself for our eventual participation in a true galactic civilization. It shows that we can overcome our territorial thinking when faced with challenges and opportunities that affect our entire species. The willingness to share discoveries freely and to work toward a common understanding demonstrates the very collaborative spirit that any advanced alien visitors would likely seek in a species they deemed ready for cosmic contact. But as our instruments stare out into the void, a new and startling piece of the puzzle is emerging much, much closer to home. In the past few weeks, as 3I Atlas has drawn nearer, atmospheric scientists have noticed highly unusual aurora activity in Earth's polar regions. We've all seen pictures of the ethereal curtains of light, the northern and southern lights, that grace our polar skies. They are a natural result of charged particles from the sun, the solar wind, interacting with our planet's magnetic field. But these new auroral displays are different. They show bizarre patterns and fluctuating intensities that do not correlate with any known solar wind variations. They seem to be dancing to a different tune, an unheard cosmic symphony. Dr. Sarah Johnson at the National Center for Atmospheric Research reports that magnetometer readings, which measure our planet's magnetic field, are showing subtle but persistent anomalies. These magnetic fluctuations began shortly after 3I Atlas entered the inner solar system, and they are occurring in regular patterns that suggest artificial modulation, not natural phenomena. What could this possibly mean? The data strongly suggests an interaction between Earth's magnetosphere and artificial electromagnetic fields being generated by the technology aboard our mysterious visitor. These magnetic signatures could be the telltale sign of active scanning systems that are using powerful electromagnetic pulses to map our planet's magnetic fields and analyze our atmospheric composition from a vast distance. Such sophisticated remote sensing capabilities would allow these alien observers to study Earth's biosphere in remarkable, non-invasive detail without ever needing to approach close enough to trigger defensive responses from our nervous human authorities. Advanced electromagnetic sensors could detect everything from our ocean temperatures and atmospheric chemistry to the distinct electromagnetic signatures of our sprawling cities and industrial activities. It would provide them with a comprehensive, living picture of our planetary conditions and the state of our civilization's development. The prospect that every aspect of our collective human activity might be visible to a sufficiently advanced observation technology raises profound questions about privacy and autonomy in a universe that may be populated by intelligence far exceeding our own. And yet, this transparency could also serve as that powerful motivation for humanity to demonstrate our best qualities, knowing with certainty that our actions may be judged by beings whose approval could determine our entire future role in the grand galactic civilization. While our atmospheric scientists are grappling with the strange lights in our sky, our radio astronomers have detected something new. Brief, tantalizingly structured signals have been picked up, emanating from the direction of 3I Atlas. They appear to be artificial in origin, but they remain incredibly weak and far too brief for any detailed analysis. This is not a clear, powerful broadcast. It is more like a faint, overheard whisper. These signals are occurring at specific, narrow frequencies that strongly suggest deliberate transmission rather than the broad, chaotic noise of natural electromagnetic phenomena. They flicker with complex patterns that hint at a rich information content, despite being too faint for us to decode with our current equipment. Dr. Frank Drake, the revered pioneer of radio astronomy and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, has weighed in on this new development. He suggests that these faint signals may not be intended for us at all. Instead, they could represent the internal communications between different complex systems aboard 3I Atlas itself. Imagine them as coordination messages, whispered between the various artificial intelligence networks that are managing the different aspects of this grand reconnaissance mission. Such internal communications would not be intended for external reception, which would perfectly explain their extremely low power and their brief, burst-like duration, while still confirming the presence of active, sophisticated technology within the object. Even from these faint whispers, we can learn something extraordinary. The frequency characteristics of these signals indicate transmission systems that are operating at a level of energy efficiency and precision far beyond our current human capabilities. They seem to be using advanced electromagnetic manipulation techniques that achieve perfect signal coherence across vast distances, all while minimizing power consumption. Such incredible efficiency would be absolutely essential for a spacecraft operating far from any stellar energy sources, relying entirely on stored power or its own advanced energy generation systems to maintain its operations across a journey of interstellar proportions. And even if we cannot understand the content of these messages, we can analyze their structure. Linguists and information theorists, experts in the science of communication itself, have begun analyzing the structural patterns within these faint signals. They are searching for mathematical relationships or logical frameworks that might provide some small insight into alien communication protocols. While a direct translation remains impossible without much longer, stronger signal samples, a preliminary analysis is already suggesting something profound. The signals appear to be built around information encoding methods that can compress vast, staggering amounts of data into extremely brief, dense transmissions. Such a highly efficient form of communication would be essential for a civilization that is managing entire exploration fleets that might be scattered across multiple star systems. They would require protocols that can convey complex instructions, scientific data, and status reports using a minimal amount of transmission time and energy. The mathematical elegance of these communication systems, even in their whispered form, may provide humanity with revolutionary advances in our own information theory and data compression techniques. But more than that, some of the cryptographers working on this puzzle have started to notice something even more profound. They believe they can see the faint outlines of universal constants embedded within the structure of the signals, things like the value of pi or the fine structure constant. What does this mean? It suggests that this alien intelligence may be using the fundamental principles of mathematics and physics as a foundation for their language. a truly universal language that could provide a common ground for eventual communication between any two technological civilizations, regardless of their biological or technological origins. They are not speaking English or Chinese. They are speaking in the native tongue of the cosmos itself. And we are, for the very first time, beginning to learn how to listen. While our radio astronomers are listening to the whispers, and our atmospheric physicists are marveling at the auroral light shows, another team of scientists is looking at something far more fundamental: gravity itself. Atmospheric physicists studying the intricate dance between 3i, Atlas, and the solar wind have discovered that the object is creating highly unusual wake patterns as it moves through the streams of charged particles flowing outward from our sun. A natural comet or asteroid would create a fairly predictable, chaotic wake as the solar plasma flows around it. But the wake formations trailing 3i Atlas show distinct characteristics that suggest a controlled, active manipulation of electromagnetic fields rather than a passive interaction. This is the unmistakable signature of powerful field generation systems. These systems could serve multiple, critical purposes for an interstellar vessel. They could be used for advanced communication, for precise navigation, or, most importantly, for protection from cosmic radiation. The ability to generate and manipulate powerful electromagnetic fields on such a massive scale would represent a technology capable of creating artificial magnetic shields around a spacecraft, or even around entire planetary settlements. This technology would be absolutely essential for any civilization attempting long-duration space exploration, or the colonization of worlds like Mars, which lack their own natural, protective magnetic fields. It would be a solution to one of the greatest dangers of space travel. Spurred by these observations, theoretical physicists have begun to develop new models, pushing the boundaries of known science to try and explain how such advanced field manipulation might even be possible. They are exploring possibilities that sound like they've been pulled directly from the pages of science fiction. They're investigating the manipulation of quantum vacuum fluctuations, the controlled generation of exotic matter, or even interactions with dimensions beyond the familiar 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension of our everyday experience. These theoretical investigations are stretching our current scientific understanding to its absolute limits. But they are also preparing humanity for the entirely new technological paradigms that may emerge from studying these alien engineering principles. The mathematical frameworks required to even describe such advanced technologies are suggesting entirely new approaches to the most fundamental questions about the nature of space, time, matter, and energy. Contact with such advanced capabilities could accelerate human scientific development by centuries, while revealing new, deeper questions about the fundamental nature of physical reality. At the same time, the orbital mechanics specialists who are tracking the object's every move report that its trajectory continues to display a precision that simply exceeds any possible natural explanation. Tiny, almost imperceptible course corrections are occurring, and they are happening at exactly the optimal moments to maximize gravitational assists from planets like Jupiter and Mars, while minimizing the craft's own energy expenditure. These minute adjustments demonstrate a real-time, onboard navigation system that is performing calculations of staggering complexity. It is accounting for the gravitational influence of multiple planets simultaneously, requiring computational capabilities that can process millions of variables in an instant, maintain perfect, flawless trajectory control. Such navigation precision would be essential for managing entire exploration fleets operating across multiple star systems, with individual craft needing to coordinate their movements perfectly to avoid conflicts while maximizing the scientific return from their various reconnaissance missions. The level of coordination required for such complex, long-term operations suggests civilizations that have developed not just advanced technology, but also social and organizational structures capable of managing a level of complexity far beyond our current human capabilities. It speaks to a society that has learned to think and act as a cohesive, intelligent whole. Dr. Marsh's final analysis confirms the timeline. 3I. Atlas will reach its optimal probe deployment position on October 31st. The fact that this event coincides with an IDS, ancient human tradition that celebrates the thinning of the boundary between the known and unknown worlds adds a layer of beautiful symbolic resonance to this potential first contact. Is it just a coincidence? Or could it suggest that the intelligence behind this visit might choose such a symbolically significant date for revealing their presence? It hints at beings who understand human psychology and our cultural patterns well enough to time their actions for maximum positive impact. Such cultural sensitivity would be the ultimate proof of long-term, careful observation and a profound consideration of how contact might best be managed to promote wonder and understanding rather than shock and fear. As that symbolically charged date of October 31st approaches, the abstract plans and theoretical protocols developed over decades are being activated. Space agencies worldwide are finalizing their detailed contingency plans, preparing for a whole spectrum of contact scenarios. These scenarios range from the passive observation of probe activities from a distance to the much bolder step of attempting active communication if the alien technology demonstrates obvious, unambiguous artificial behavior. These preparations involve far more than just scientific protocols. They are now deeply interwoven with diplomatic channels, global security networks, and public communication strategies that will be essential for managing humanity's first careful steps toward galactic citizenship. The level of coordination required for these preparations is, in itself, a testament to humanity's growing capacity for global cooperation when we are faced with challenges that transcend our old, outdated national boundaries and political divisions. The very potential for contact with an alien intelligence is serving as a powerful, unifying motivation. It is encouraging us to overcome our petty conflicts and work together toward common goals that will ultimately benefit all of human civilization. In classrooms and lecture halls around the world, the ripples of this approaching event are already being felt. Educational institutions have begun preparing new curricula designed to help humanity adapt to the vastly expanded reality that a confirmed alien contact would create. They are developing programs that integrate the scientific, philosophical, and practical considerations for living in a universe that we now know is populated by intelligence far exceeding our own. These vital educational initiatives recognize a critical truth. The psychological adaptation to cosmic citizenship may require generational changes in how we humans understand ourselves and our place in the universe. The children who are just beginning their education today, the ones who will grow up in this new reality, may see interstellar communication, advanced propulsion systems, and peaceful cooperation with alien intelligence as routine, normal aspects of human experience, not as the stuff of wild fantasy. While our radio astronomers are listening to the whispers, and our atmospheric physicists are marveling at the auroral light shows, another team of scientists is looking at something far more fundamental: gravity itself. Atmospheric physicists studying the intricate dance between 3I, Atlas, and the solar wind have discovered that the object is creating highly unusual wake patterns as it moves through the streams of charged particles flowing outward from our sun. A natural comet or asteroid would create a fairly predictable, chaotic wake as the solar plasma flows around it. But the wake formations trailing 3I Atlas show distinct characteristics that suggest a controlled, active manipulation of electromagnetic fields rather than a passive interaction. This is the unmistakable signature of powerful field generation systems. These systems could serve multiple, critical purposes for an interstellar vessel. They could be used for advanced communication, for precise navigation, or, most importantly, for protection from cosmic radiation. The ability to generate and manipulate powerful electromagnetic fields on such a massive scale would represent a technology capable of creating artificial magnetic shields around a spacecraft, or even around entire planetary settlements. This technology would be absolutely essential for any civilization attempting long-duration space exploration, or the colonization of worlds like Mars, which lack their own natural, protective magnetic fields. It would be a solution to one of the greatest dangers of space travel. Spurred by these observations, theoretical physicists have begun to develop new models, pushing the boundaries of known science to try and explain how such advanced field manipulation might even be possible. They are exploring possibilities that sound like they've been pulled directly from the pages of science fiction. They're investigating the manipulation of quantum vacuum fluctuations, the controlled generation of exotic matter, or even interactions with dimensions beyond the familiar three spatial dimensions and one temporal dimension of our everyday experience. These theoretical investigations are stretching our current scientific understanding to its absolute limits. But they are also preparing humanity for the entirely new technological paradigms that may emerge from studying these alien engineering principles. The mathematical frameworks required to even describe such advanced technologies are suggesting entirely new approaches to the most fundamental questions about the nature of space, time, matter, and energy. Contact with such advanced capabilities could accelerate human scientific development by centuries, while revealing new, deeper questions about the fundamental nature of physical reality. At the same time, the orbital mechanics specialists who are tracking the object's every move report that its trajectory continues to display a precision that simply exceeds any possible natural explanation. Tiny, almost imperceptible course corrections are occurring, and they are happening at exactly the optimal moments to maximize gravitational assists from planets like Jupiter and Mars, while minimizing the craft's own energy expenditure. These minute adjustments demonstrate a real-time, onboard navigation system that is performing calculations of staggering complexity. It is accounting for the gravitational influence of multiple planets simultaneously, requiring computational capabilities that can process millions of variables in an instant, maintain perfect, flawless trajectory control. Such navigation precision would be essential for managing entire exploration fleets operating across multiple star systems, with individual craft needing to coordinate their movements perfectly to avoid conflicts while maximizing the scientific return from their various reconnaissance missions. The level of coordination required for such complex, long-term operations suggests civilizations that have developed not just advanced technology, but also social and organizational structures capable of managing a level of complexity far beyond our current human capabilities. It speaks to a society that has learned to think and act as a cohesive, intelligent whole. Dr. Marsh's final analysis confirms the timeline. 3I. Atlas will reach its optimal probe deployment position on October 31st. The fact that this event coincides with an ancient human tradition that celebrates the thinning of the boundary between the known and unknown worlds adds a layer of beautiful symbolic resonance to this potential first contact. Is it just a coincidence? Or could it suggest that the intelligence behind this visit might choose such a symbolically significant date for revealing their presence? It hints at beings who understand human psychology and our cultural patterns well enough to time their actions for maximum positive impact. Such cultural sensitivity would be the ultimate proof of long-term, careful observation and a profound consideration of how contact might best be managed to promote wonder and understanding rather than shock and fear. As that symbolically charged date of October 31st approaches, the abstract plans and theoretical protocols developed over decades are being activated. Space agencies worldwide are finalizing their detailed contingency plans, preparing for a whole spectrum of contact scenarios. These scenarios range from the passive observation of probe activities from a distance to the much bolder step of attempting active communication if the alien technology demonstrates obvious, unambiguous artificial behavior. These preparations involve far more than just scientific protocols. They are now deeply interwoven with diplomatic channels, global security networks, and public communication strategies that will be essential for managing humanity's first careful steps toward galactic citizenship. The level of coordination required for these preparations is, in itself, a testament to humanity's growing capacity for global cooperation when we are faced with challenges that transcend our old, outdated national boundaries and political divisions. The very potential for contact with an alien intelligence is serving as a powerful, unifying motivation. It is encouraging us to overcome our petty conflicts and work together toward common goals that will ultimately benefit all of human civilization. In classrooms and lecture halls around the world, the ripples of this approaching event are already being felt. Educational institutions have begun preparing new curricula designed to help humanity adapt to the vastly expanded reality that a confirmed alien contact would create. They are developing programs that integrate the scientific, philosophical, and practical considerations for living in a universe that we now know is populated by intelligence far exceeding our own. These vital educational initiatives recognize a critical truth. The psychological adaptation to cosmic citizenship may require generational changes in how we humans understand ourselves and our place in the universe. The children who are just beginning their education today, the ones who will grow up in this new reality, may see interstellar communication, advanced propulsion systems, and peaceful cooperation with alien intelligence as routine, normal aspects of human experience, not as the stuff of wild fantasy. The educational frameworks that are being developed right now will shape how these future citizens approach the immense opportunities and the profound responsibilities that will come with our membership in a galactic civilization. And it's not just schools and universities. Museums and science centers are preparing special exhibitions, ready to launch the moment any confirmation is made. These exhibits will explore the deep implications of discovering we are not alone, helping the public to process the philosophical and practical changes that would accompany a confirmed contact. These efforts recognize that the psychological adaptation required for this new era may be as important as the technological capabilities needed for advanced space exploration. At the same time, the world's religious and philosophical organizations have begun their own quiet preparations. They are developing interpretive frameworks that can integrate the reality of alien contact with existing belief systems and ancient spiritual traditions. They recognize that a confirmed contact would require profound theological and philosophical adaptations that must honor both traditional wisdom and our newly expanded cosmic understanding. These preparations show humanity's incredible capacity for spiritual growth and adaptation. The very act of integrating potential alien contact with our human spiritual traditions suggests that the principles of consciousness and intelligence may be truly universal, transcending biological and technological boundaries. It hints at a universe where all sentient beings are connected through a shared participation in the grand processes of cosmic evolution and discovery. Such deep, spiritual perspectives could provide an essential foundation for the peaceful coexistence between civilizations that find themselves at very different stages of technological and philosophical development. As 3I Atlas approaches its moment of truth, carrying whatever extraordinary secrets it may hold about intelligence beyond Earth, the gentle, peaceful rhythm of life on our own planet continues, blessedly unchanged. And this provides a crucial sense of perspective. It reminds us that the fundamental forces that sustain consciousness and creativity operate according to principles that extend far, far beyond any individual world or any single civilization. The gentle progression of the seasons, the patient silent growth of plants reaching towards the sunlight, and the eternal, graceful dance of celestial bodies through the void, they all reflect the same underlying universal harmony that guides both natural evolution and the conscious exploration of cosmic mysteries. Whether 3I Atlas carries alien observers or simply represents the most extraordinary natural phenomenon we have ever witnessed, its presence has already served a profound purpose. It reminds us that the universe, in its very essence, tends toward increasing complexity, consciousness, and wonder. The mathematical beauty inherent in its interstellar navigation, the technological sophistication required to manage a reconnaissance mission across such vast distances, and the careful, deliberate precision it has demonstrated at every turn, it all suggests a universal truth. That intelligence, when it reaches a sufficient level of maturity, naturally develops capabilities that would seem utterly miraculous to less advanced observers, while still remaining firmly grounded in the very same scientific principles that govern all of physical reality. The final hours are counting down. The scientific instruments of an entire world are now focused on this one single point of light, monitoring every aspect of 3I Atlas's behavior as it approaches the critical deployment window. Our detection systems, honed to a razor's edge, are prepared to capture the very first direct, unambiguous evidence of extraterrestrial technology operating within our solar system. These impending observations may provide humanity with our first real glimpse of engineering principles and scientific capabilities that transcend our current understanding, while simultaneously opening the first doorways to our future as cosmic citizens. The palpable anticipation that is building throughout the global scientific community is not a reflection of fear of the unknown. It is the pure, unadulterated excitement at the prospect of finally answering the questions that have fascinated and haunted humanity since we first recognized our planet as one small, fragile world among countless others, orbiting countless distant stars. The possibility that 3I Atlas carries greetings from our cosmic neighbors is in the process of transforming itself from abstract, philosophical speculation into a potential, tangible reality. Whether the coming days bring a definitive confirmation of alien technology or the stunning revelation of some exotic natural phenomenon previously unknown to science, the study of 3I Atlas has already expanded human consciousness. It has forced us to take a serious, sober look at our place in a universe that may be far more populated with intelligence than we ever dared to imagine. This patient, collaborative observation of our mysterious visitor demonstrates the very highest ideals of scientific inquiry. We are approaching these cosmic mysteries with wonder rather than fear, with curiosity rather than prejudice, and with cooperation rather than competition. In seeking to understand 3I Atlas, we are discovering not just potential truths about alien intelligence, but also deeper, more profound understandings of our own readiness to embrace whatever revelations may await us among the stars. As we prepare for whatever discoveries lie just ahead, we find ourselves connected to the very same spirit of exploration that has driven every single significant advance in human understanding. From the first curious upturned glance of an ancient ancestor at the distant glittering stars, to the sophisticated, powerful instruments that are now trained upon our mysterious cosmic visitor, this unbroken continuity of wonder and discovery links us inextricably to both our planetary past and our cosmic future. The gentle mysteries surrounding 3I Atlas are continuing to unfold as this remarkable object approaches the very moment when its true nature will finally be revealed, not through guesswork, but through careful, meticulous observation and patient, calm scientific analysis. We are standing on a threshold. Whether it is the threshold of a confirmed contact with alien intelligence, or simply the discovery of the most exotic natural phenomenon ever detected, this cosmic visitor has already transformed our perspective on the possibilities that await discovery in the infinite, breathtaking reaches of space and time. In our peaceful contemplation of such profound questions, we discover that the search for understanding represents the highest and most noble achievement of conscious beings. It demonstrates our species' capacity to approach the unknown with wisdom and wonder, while always maintaining the humble recognition that the universe holds secrets far beyond our current comprehension, secrets that are waiting patiently to be discovered by future generations who will carry the bright torch of curiosity ever deeper into the cosmic mysteries that surround us all. Through the methods of calm science and peaceful learning, we have explored together one of the most captivating scenarios that modern astronomy has ever presented. This is a story that weaves together cutting-edge scientific research with the timeless, innate human fascination for what lies just beyond the horizon of our current understanding. Whether 3I Atlas proves to be a product of alien technology or a breathtakingly exotic natural phenomenon, its majestic journey through our solar system reminds us that the cosmos remains full of wonders, all of them waiting to be discovered by patient observation and careful, rational analysis. The collaborative spirit demonstrated by researchers worldwide in studying this mysterious visitor shows humanity at its absolute finest, working together across all boundaries to seek truth and understanding. This peaceful pursuit of knowledge represents the very same spirit that could one day carry our species to the stars, whether as explorers seeking new worlds or as ambassadors preparing to join a larger, grander community of conscious beings scattered throughout the vast, silent, and beautiful garden of the galaxy. And as we reach the culmination of this incredible journey, this shared exploration of cosmic possibilities, I hope that you have found a sense of peace and profound wonder. If this gentle journey through the grand mysteries of science has resonated with you, I invite you to become a lasting part of this community. Your support, your curiosity, and your engagement are what keep this tranquil exploration of science growing and thriving. I truly hope this contemplation of 3I Atlas and its immense cosmic implications has brought you the very same sense of awe and boundless possibility that drives all true scientific discovery. The universe, in its infinite majesty, continues to reveal new mysteries with each passing day. And together, we can continue to explore them with the patience, the curiosity, and the peaceful spirit that makes such discoveries truly meaningful. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of modern astronomy as most intriguing and thought-provoking what-if scenarios. Whatever the final truth of 3I Atlas may be, its passage has changed us. It has lifted our gaze from our terrestrial concerns and fixed it firmly on the heavens. It has reminded us that we are part of something immeasurably vast and ancient. May your own nights be filled with clear star-dusted skies, and may your days be filled with the gentle, persistent wonder that comes from knowing that we live in a universe far more magnificent, far more complex, and far more mysterious than we can yet fully comprehend. Until our next peaceful exploration of the cosmos, I urge you to keep looking up, keep asking the big questions, keep nurturing that spark of curiosity and hope, for the stars above us hold secrets that will continue to inspire and amaze us for all the generations to come. The story of 3I Atlas is not just a story about a mysterious object. It is a story about us. It is about our readiness to listen to the whispers of the universe, our willingness to embrace the unknown, and our capacity to be transformed by the sheer wonder of discovery. The sky above us is no longer just a ceiling of darkness dotted with points of light. It is a deep, vast ocean of possibility. And we, together, are just beginning to learn how to sail.